2 weeks! 2 weeks!
I'm ready.
2 weeks! It's coming out in less than 2 weeks! Rather than 2 months! What's up, fellow procrastinators? I'm FlameCom. Obvious thing is obvious. I'm freaking hyped for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's coming out July 29th. I somehow managed to get my hands on the collector's edition, so fingers crossed the physical game actually comes in the mail on the day. So anyways, enough about that. You read the title right. Despite me being a major fan of Xenoblade Chronicles, the franchise, I do have a few gripes with it. Minor gripes. Some will be game specific and some others will apply to the franchise as a whole. A lot of the gripes that I talk about in this video could actually be addressed and improved upon in the upcoming Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But I foresee that some of these problems will persist in the upcoming game. You'll see why. So starting things off, number one, it's fetch quests. A lot of video games now in general, just fetch quests, collecting items. You have to collect 50 pieces of Odin's beer to hand over to this NPC, and then mission complete, you get 5,000 XP. That in itself is not too much of a problem. The real fetch quests that I do have a problem with are the ones that give you no indicators at all. You're just told to collect 5 pieces of a certain miscellaneous item, but they give you zero indication as to where to pick them up or what enemy loots drops them and so on and so forth. And having to look back and forth between the game and then the wiki article, and it's just like, it's not my idea of fun or fulfillment for that matter. And this whole checklisting of things, it's an aspect of video games that's just supposed to be a time waster. Me personally, just less of that, please. All right, number two, and this is more of a gripe I have with the first game, and that is quest chains. In the first game, it's a particular problem because, put up the spoiler alert, because of number 3, irreversible events that just comes out of left field with zero warning. It just happens and then you're given the notification, oh, you cannot fast travel to this place anymore. Any quest you accepted there are now gonna be uncompletable. Biggest example that I can think of is Banner. When Banner is like this drug kingpin and he's selling the something colored green pollen and stuff. Oh, Mechonis Core. And then any quest that you had to complete before that big event happened, if you didn't do them, these 15 follow-up quests that is only available after the Mechonis Core won't be available because you didn't finish the things beforehand. Okay, now point number 4 is like the thing that I referred to back about fetch quests and so on. It's just weather and time specific monsters. There is a certain monster you have to beat that spawns during a heat wave weather in Magna Forest. And that heat wave weather comes very rarely. The actual fastest way to get that weather to appear is to actually fast travel again and again and again, and also to make sure you're actually in daytime. Having to mash the fast travel button and then navigating the menu, that's not my idea of fun, which is, the gameplay and the combat. God forbid we have fun, right? Okay, point number 5, and this one is specific to Torna the Golden Country. About, I'd say, 3/4 through the main quest, suddenly, what's that city called again? Oresco, there we go, Oresco. Oresco gets attacked by Malos, and then you're having to start repairing the community spirit. But it's like, at that point, the main campaign grinds to a halt, and you're forced to complete side quests until you raise the community level to level 4 or whatever. Wait, they're called side quests, not main quests. Main quests should be always available, and then the only thing that's holding you back is the amount of XP that you have and the battle skills they have and so on and so forth. You will get your ass beat, but at least you're still able to start the quest. And hey, you know what? If you're lucky, you actually are able to defeat the higher leveled monsters. But it's here, the game forces you to do the side quest. We gotta defeat Malos, but before that, I gotta sweep the floor. It's just a joke. Alright, point number 6 is how long it takes to get the scales in Xenoblade Chronicles X. The biggest selling point, when they did the reveals of the game and so on, is that you get to pilot Gundams. But it's damn, you get them I think a little over halfway into the game. Halfway! And by that time that you've already spent a few dozens of hours. Okay, number 7, I have to mention this, the lack of tutorials in the second game. Technically the third game, because 2 came out after X, and X is the second game. No, there's 10 Xenoblade games. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 does not have a dedicated tutorial menu. The instructions flash on screen, and then it's once you click on A, that's it, they're gone forever. You're gonna have to look through YouTube walkthroughs to be able to see those again, or you take a screenshot, you use the screenshot button and then look back through your gallery just to find out, oh, how do I turn Pyra and Mithra into that glowing green chick? In Xenoblade Chronicles X, there's a lack of tutorial, and that really dives into how Overdrive works. You can find loads and loads of YouTube videos that explore how to have a certain build that just makes your character completely broken, and you can just one-shot, I don't know, level 100 enemies and so on. I sound like I'm exaggerating, but it's actually not that far from the truth. You're meant to start off with a certain color, but you and I know the Wii U has the home menu tutorial thing, but even that doesn't really do much. Why is it that I have to use the home menu thing to read through a tutorial? It should be available, accessible in the game. Okay. Saved the best for last. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I'm of 2 minds about this. And that is the fact that the maps are freaking huge. And I foresee this being a problem in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And once again, I'm of 2 minds. So even me using the word problem, I'm kind of once I get my point across, I think you'll understand why I'm of such opposing minds about this. Now, most of the maps across the world of Bionis, Mykonos, Mira, Ulrest, soon to be Ionios, they are beautiful. And large part of that beauty comes from the size and the grandeur of the worlds that these people inhabit. Especially in Xenoblade Chronicles X, you actually have that Todd Howard, see that mountain, you can go there trope. But oftentimes, I feel that, especially in recent games, I have to say, developers, they focus too much on land size over content. Ooh, look at this Assassin's Creed 4 map size, look how many square kilometers it is. Oh, and look at that, compared to Just Cause 4, wow. And it's yeah, cool, it's bigger than my house, but you're driving a ship, or you're piloting a plane that can travel faster than the speed of sound. But in the Xenoblade franchise, majority of the games, you're on foot. And many times there are secret landmarks and locations that takes minutes to swim to, or climb to, or run to, just to unfog the map. And some of the secret landmarks, you get there, you have that loud blaring music, you look at it, and you as the player are that's it? Oftentimes, these measures are put in place to pad out the game time. This location has only 2 key story moments, and that's Valak Mountain. One is at Ose Tower, where the Monado was taken by the Homs, and the second is when you're near the wrist and then you get approached by party member 7. All of you Xenoblade people who knows who 7 is, but I just know there are still those pockets of people that have not played any Xenoblade games. And I personally know someone that has Xenoblade in their Switch library but hasn't started it yet. Hello, Lewis. Most of the time you spend on Valak Mountain is just you pressing forward on the left joystick. And you're doing this for minutes on end, just watching your character's running animation, getting from point A to point B. I'm not saying to make Xenoblade a completely linear game with no deviations, like in Plague Tales. Like, that game showed that it can situate you in like a city setting, but still put you on a linear path. But there are so many areas, like here, yeah, here, and here, that are entirely optional and maybe contains like a quest specific monster or loot or whatever. But it just takes forever to get there. And yeah, you know, you can fast travel to the nearest point and then travel from there. But it's like you wouldn't have that fast travel point if you hadn't walked the distance to get there in the first place. But even like when you skip all the optional BS and you just focus on the main quest, even the path there takes forever. In between, all that there really is are just like deviating paths and environmental monsters that you can fight to level up your character, and like maybe pick up like quests here and there. And then similar in Tantal. Tantal is just one big circle basically, and on top of that circle being ginormous, you also have like an upper level and lower level. Like, give me a break. This is why I play video games. Tales of Arise had I would say somewhat like okay balance of like, you know, big grand spectacle and sort of like time-friendly traversal environments, but I did think it was a bit too segmented for my liking rather than everything being connected and not having to have a loading screen. Yeah, maybe something that's in between Tales of Arise and Xenoblade. So yeah, moderation and balance are the key words here. Unlike in Breath of the Wild, where the navigation is part of the whole experience, in Xenoblade, it's not a make-your-own adventure type of game. You're still following a linear story, which in itself is not a bad thing. If anything, I prefer linear stories over like multiple choice games. But like, damn, it just takes forever to run from one exclamation point to another just to play the next cutscene. So, just whack on auto run, slap on some quick step gems, and just watch your character run and run and run for minutes on end. At least in X, you had skells. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, Gundams. But by the time you get them, you've already unlocked so many of the fast travel points. Yeah, I think it was one of the requirements of getting the skills. So with all that being said, I hope you can now understand why I am so conflicted and of two minds about the world maps being as big as they are. Yes, I do like the maps being as big as they are, but I also don't. Reason being is like there's a whole lot of nothing in between. But it's like I don't want the worlds to be small either, like in Tales of Arise. So that's been me. Looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on July 29th. I cannot wait to procrastinate and just like do absolutely nothing with my life, just sinking dozens and dozens of hours just running. No, but seriously, I can't wait to explore the story and then find out what in the world happened, what happened to legacy characters, what happened to them to make them fight each other, what happened to Numa, Logos, and Ontos. You know, it's like, why have these worlds just like meshed together? Alright, that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below, especially if you're also a fellow Xenoblade fan, what are some of the gripes that you have with the franchise as a whole, and like gripes with certain specific titles. Did you agree with my points? Did you disagree with my points? Especially about, you know, the whole open world stuff and how big the worlds are. Let me know down below. So anyways guys, that's that. Thanks for watching and keep on procrastinating. So, see ya.